You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Brown versus Lever.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mr. Brown, you say you have always believed you were the biological father of the defendant's daughter, Jaira Lever. You have loved her and taken care of her, but now the defendant is denying you are Jaira's dad. You are hoping today's results prove your case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lever, you say you are positive the plaintiff is not your daughter's biological father and plan to prove it in court today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, why are you so sure you are Jaira's father?
Your Honor, I know that I'm Jaira's father. I mean, from the very beginning. That's my heart. She's attached to my hip. I've been taking care of her since day one. Fed her, bathed her, clothed her, taking her to her doctor's appointments. I mean, when Mom couldn't be there, I was there. And although she cheated, I know for a fact that Jaira is my daughter. She looks like all of my children.
And Ms. Lever, you say even though he loves your little girl, he is not her biological father?
Yes, Your Honor. He is not biologically her father. During the time that she was conceived, he wasn't really even around, and I had been with my ex. I just know.
So did you allow him to believe he was her biological father?
No. I always told Mr. Brown that he was not her father.
Did she always tell you that, Mr. Brown?
Not in the beginning, Your Honor.
That's not
What
true.
did she say in the beginning?
In the beginning, there was really no conversation as far as the paternity of Jaira. It came into question. We were at a football game one day, and a mutual friend even revealed to me that she was pregnant. And they also told me that there was a possibility that I might not be the father. Although I had heard this afterwards from other people, there was no doubt in my mind that Jaira was my daughter. She mentioned that I had been away, okay? But I do environmental work. And so I'm gone maybe 3 to 4 weeks, and then I'm home for a week. But during the time that I'm home, Ms. Lever and I were inseparable. We did everything together. Even if it was just a 5-minute grocery store trip, we were together, so I can't see how she had the time or the opportunity to be with anyone else.
So you all had a real relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, we did have a relationship, but our relationship has been pretty much rocky throughout the course of the 8 years.
It has?
Yes, ma'am.
And you assert that during one time in that 8 years, you slept with another man.
I slept with my ex.
How did this happen?
Oh, can I go to the board so I can show you?
You brought an exhibit?
Yes, ma'am.
Please step over to the exhibit and explain.
Okay, so during the time that Jaira was conceived, I was dealing with a family crisis. Also, my ex was also dealing with the same crisis. And so during that time, we bonded and we kind of rekindled things, and that's the time in which Jaira was conceived.
April 2011, you were dealing with a sick family member.
Yes, ma'am.
And the next part of this exhibit says July 2011, what was going on?
My ex and I, we were intimate at the hospital during that time.
At the hospital?
Yes, ma'am, and Mr. Brown was not around.
Your
And
Honor,
he
in
was
July-
not there?
In July, I was at home. Miss Lever and I also were intimate July 4th in our home by the back door.
Oh, my
As-
God.
No, let me explain. We were outside. It's 4th of July. My children, our children, went down the street where my niece lives to pop fireworks with my nieces and nephews. Miss Lever and I were sitting out on the back watching them. One thing led to another. We ended up on the inside of the house by the back door on the floor. This was July 4th of 2011.
And you remember that specifically?
Yes, ma'am. She does too.
And Ms. Lever?
Yes, ma'am. That did
You
occur, but he is not
say-
my father.
But Ms. Lever says she was having sex with her ex inside the hospital.
In July?
When I got
Yes.
I conceived, yes.
We
Miss
had
Lever, I
intercourse
just
on
want
the
to
court.
ask you, how do you have sex in a busy hospital?
I mean, it occurred. I mean, during that time, we were both dealing with a situation that was very detrimental. And during that time, we basically bonded and...
Was this a one-time thing with your ex in the hospital, or did this continue?
No, it was a one-time thing, but he knows that I told him.
You do not agree with the fact that you were away during July 2011.
No.
Any part of that time in July were you away?
I mean, maybe after, because like I said, I go to work and then I come home for like maybe 7 days, maybe 10 days, and then I'm back off. So during the time that I was there, we were intimate maybe the whole time I was there. But of course, maybe the middle of July or towards the end of July, I was going back off to work.
Ms. Lever, you said you object?
Yes, ma'am. This is a mess, but he is not her father, and I told him that from day one. This has been a mess, and I told Mr. Brown that he was not her father because, like, this is my ex, you know? And when I end up getting pregnant, I felt like it was my right to tell him so that he can move forward. But
So you felt like you were just trying to be honest and say, this really isn't your child.
Yes,
And you felt like you and your ex had prior history, and it was not fair of you to make Mr. Brown believe Jaira was his biological child when you knew it wasn't.
on top of the fact that it's been a roller coaster.
Your Honor,
The
Jaira has
relationship.
my last
Yes.
name.
No, she does not.
Her name is Jaira. She has
I
my
can show
mother's
you her birth
name.
certificate. No,
she has my mother's name.
She has
Jaira Irie Monet Lever Brown is supposed to be her
object,
name.
Your Honor. I can show you her birth certificate, Your Honor.
Let me look at that birth certificate. So you say there's a Brown on the end, Mr. Brown, and Ms. Lever, you say there is not?
No,
If there
he's
isn't-
delusional.
If there isn't, she's been lying to me because she's a liar.
This birth certificate does say Jaira Irie Monet Lever. There is no Brown on the birth certificate.
Ask her, did she not tell my family Jaira's last name was Brown?
Did you do that, Ms. Lever?
I roll with it, whatever. He called her Brown, we say that, but that is not her name.
So you do say that?
We say it inside the home. I'm dealing with a master manipulator.
Wow. I'm a manipulator, but yet you allow me to take care of all of your
You don't
children.
take care of them. You
all
live
of
in
your
a house
children.
with them, that's it.
Oh.
Nothing more. Financially, he does nothing for them.
Even though you said you were in this roller coaster relationship, Ms. Lever, and Jaira is your ex's biological child, you all did not break up. You have a second child who's in question,
Yeah.
Genesis.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Even when we broke up, Your Honor, we were still intimate.
Can I-
When she first got her car, she bought a brand new Camaro. She came and picked me up, and we broke the Camaro in, so to speak.
Oh, my God.
So wait a minute, Mr. Brown, do you believe you are Genesis'
Your-
biological father?
No, I do not.
Oh, you do not
I
believe?
do not, Your Honor. Around the time that Genesis was conceived, Your Honor, Miss Lever was involved with another individual that I saw with my eyes personally.
Were you involved with another man?
Me and Mr. Brown we were on a break.
What type of break are you having? and
We
you still
are no
sexing me?
longer together because you are manipulated. You call my phone
I'm
with all that
manipulated.
crying and ramping and raving and all that mess.
I take the weight off of her
No, you don't.
having to be. I take the.
8 years, this man do not
honestly,
work.
But, listen, financially, I do come up a little
Come
light.
up a little,
okay?
all the
But-
way.
But if you remove the finances, I take care of those children. I pray with those children. I help those children with their homework. I
What
bathe
else do you
those
do?
children.
What
I
else
get
do
the
you
children
do?
dressed.
You
I
act
take
a
them to
nut in
school.
front of them?
She don't
You
do
act-
none of that.
Boy, you
I
a-
act a nut.
That's a lie.
I act
am
a
a-
nut because I might see a text message while we are
He
together
is a nut.
with her being involved with someone else that's not even a father.
So let me ask about Genesis, Mr. Brown. Even though you deny Genesis is your biological child, have you built a bond with her?
I cannot help but build a bond with her. But our relationship is not like Jaira and my relationship.
Are you on Genesis' birth certificate listed as father?
No,
I thought I was on Jaira, so I don't even know.
he ain't on neither one of them.
Do you have a copy of
Yes,
Genesis'
ma'am.
birth certificate?
I'm not putting him on her. He can't financially do nothing for her. So what am I putting his name on there for?
And so wait a minute. wait a minute. As I look at this birth certificate, Genesis, Summer, Lyric, Brown, Lever.
And Jaira's supposed to be the opposite.
That's what you want.
That's not what I wanted.
So wait a minute, Miss Lever, you did give Genesis his last name.
Yes, ma'am. As I believe that he is her father, but it is a possible doubt. I was with someone else during the time.
And
Someone's.
No, boy, bye, you full of... So why you want to be with me then?
Because I love you.
Boy, you don't
I
love
can't
me.
stop
You
loving
want to live with me because you ain't got nowhere to go.
listen. So you all are still living together.
Because he won't leave.
Because I have children.
Well,
I
you-
grew up without a father. I am
don't
not
give-
going to allow my children to grow up without a
I am
father.
miserable, Your Honor.
And I am
He
as
needs
well.
to leave. He needs to
But-
go.
but it hurts
I
my
am
children.
miserable as hell. 8 years. I'm tired of this.
When I left, Your
you
Honor,
need to go.
when I left the first time, Your Honor, there's a big
And
difference
she
in
don't
being a
deal with
father
you.
But wait,
outside of the
let-
house
let-
and being in the house.
No, there is. But you can also have your own house and have your children in your own house.
Say that
Correct.
again, Your Honor.
I could have done that.
I mean, look, I'm just saying this is a very odd situation because you are bound to stay in this relationship and in this home, and she's screaming for you to leave.
You know when she screams for me to leave, Your Honor? When I'm not working.
You ain't never working.
Your Honor.
So
When
who
I'm
works
not
in this
work-
family?
Nobody. She don't work. She ain't never worked.
I get state assistance. At the
At
end
least-
of the day,
no.
you are the man and
At
you
the
living in
end
my
of the
house
day-
and you need to work or leave.
At the end of
you
the
don't
day,
work.
Your Honor.
You don't provide nothing.
Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I'm just tired of this. He needs to leave. I'm drove crazy. I'm just wanting him to leave. And if he want to be a daddy to them kids, he can be a daddy to them kids outside of the house.
And that is not true
The
either.
house is tainted.
That ain't true either.
It's
You know why I
tainted.
can't be a father outside the house? Because I'll call her to talk to my children. She'll block my number.
So you believe
not
if
hard for the-
you feel like you can't leave the house because if you leave the house, you're going to lose your standing.
He's a
She won't
liar.
answer your call.
He's a
So-
liar.
Listen. There is a valid point to what he's saying. However, if it is determined today that these are his biological children, then he can go back to your home state, petition so he can be added to the birth certificate as the father.
Man.
And then you would have legal rights to see these children. And Ms. Lever, I see how upset you
I
are.
would never deny him the right to see his kids, but he has to be done in decency and in order, and he is out of order completely.
It sounds like the entire relationship, the entire home life is out of order. And when we have chaos and disorder, children can't grow up healthy and happy. Children can't grow up with good self-esteem.
You know why this really...
And no, I'm talking now, Mr.
Yes,
Brown.
ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
can't solve all of your relationship issues in this hearing. What we are here for is for the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Genesis, Jaira, and most importantly, here to try to establish who their father is.
Yes, Your Honor.
They deserve to know that. I want to go to the results because I think it's important that we understand where we are so we can figure out where we're going. We have two sets of results. The first one is for Genesis. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Brown versus Lever, when it comes to 2-year-old Genesis Brown Lever, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are the father. That's your little girl. Now, with respect to Jaira, Ms. Lever, you say he is not the biological father. Mr. Brown, you say you are. The results read as follows.
Oh, God.
In the case of Brown versus Lever, as it pertains to Jaira Lever, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are not the father. I'm so sorry. This is overwhelming. Ms. Lever, what is it you're feeling in this moment?
My daughter has a bond with him. She loves him. They love him. But this is just not healthy, you know? The road is ended, and if he wants to still, Jaira loves him.
I have invested my life, my heart, my soul into her kids.
I've invested into you too.
All right, you all in trouble. We've got to get some help for you. What you've displayed in this courtroom today, you've got to do everything you can in this moment to not take this back home. You cannot walk back into this house with all of this. And if you're gonna continue on in a relationship, you'll be here 2 years from now with another baby. And you'll be saying, I think the baby's mine. And you'll be saying, it could be his or it could be someone else's. We've done this twice now. Let's not make it a third time, all right? I wish you all the very best. Please, please, take advantage of the counseling and take care of those beautiful children. Court is adjourned.